This week we read the Parsha, the Torah reading of Bo, which is the story of the Exodus, the actual Exodus from Egypt 3,337 years ago. And we read it this week, although it's not Passover. And of course, after 10 plagues, Pharaoh finally allows the Jews to go free, and they become a free people. And we're told to remember the Exodus every single day. Besides Passover, when we celebrated in a big way to remember the exact date, every single day we're supposed to remember the Exodus from Egypt and experience some sort of form of Exodus from Egypt. How do we do that? Well, we have a Pharaoh within us. We have an ego, a self-centeredness, a negative aspect, a negative soul that's trying to keep us enslaved. We're addicted to our own selfishness, to our own self. And we're told, we're given the tools to overcome that. It's by design. When we grow, when we leave all that, it could be a moment to moment when we think about and contemplate what life would be if we experience the exodus from the grips of our own self. When we step out of ourselves and do something for somebody else. When we pray and do something holy outside of ourselves, that's the exodus from Pharaoh. That becomes freedom. And the next day we continue to strive and continue to do more. Our sages tell us that when we say the Shema every day, at the end of the Shema, we recite, I am the Lord your God, who took you out of the land of Egypt to be for you for a God. Why do we add that section in the Shema? It is because the Shema also represents the idea of the Exodus. When we say, Hear, O Israel, God is our God, God is one, we're not just making a declaration that God is one somewhere out there. What we're saying is that we are part of that oneness. We feel that oneness. We feel how God is part of us. We are part of God. And when we say that, we actually become merged in the Ein Sof light, in the infinite light. That's the Exodus. Because when the Jews left Egypt, they became a people one with God. And we do this every day. We are fortunate this week to have a great speaker, a lecturer, Rabbi Leibel Wolf, who came from Australia, who led us in Jewish meditation. And also there, he showed us how to do some exercises, breathing exercises, focus exercises, recital of the Modeh Ani, being grateful and the gratitude that we have every morning, closing our eyes and thinking about the great miracles that God performs for us and submitting ourselves to be better people every day. Shema is a form of meditation. We meditate, we think, we embody ourselves with those ideals of becoming one with God, being more spiritual, being less self-centered, being other-centered and godly-centered. This week also, we witnessed amazing videos of Dvor Leah's relative, the young man Leibel Lazarov, who was injured and shot during the Bondi attack on Hanukkah in Sydney. 4 hours after he was released from the hospital, after spending countless days in the hospital, many days in the ICU, after many surgeries, he came out of the hospital and he went straight to the Sydney Opera, where they had him play on the piano. He's a pianist. And right before he was shot, he was practicing a song with his fellow singers. And it's a song, How We Haven't Forsaken God. And he played it at the Sydney Opera. It was very moving to see the resilience and the energy of this young man who saved the life of a police officer and tried to fight back. But unfortunately, he was shot, but thank God, he is healing. That's a form of exodus, a form of exodus from Egypt when we don't get stuck in a narrative of who we are, but we keep pushing forward, we keep going beyond ourselves. May we find our true self, may we become free on these days when we read all about the Exodus. Shabbat Shalom.